Avery is a energetic personality. He is hilarious. He has a better sense of humor than me, and he's just amazing.
He's a fun little firecracker, you know. He's a big bang in a small body, so he's a lot of person in one little pair of cheeks.
Avery was born a little early, about 5 weeks early, and it was because I had preeclampsia. And he was just a little delayed with his eating, so we started to see a feeding therapist who referred us to Kindering, and then we were able to just kind of watch for any other developmental delays from there.
When he was in the NICU and stuff like this, I definitely, had thoughts in my head like, what's this gonna be like? Where is there gonna be help? What's it gonna look like, or how far can we get?
In the beginning, it was so much pushback because he didn't really look too delayed. He looked like a typically developing child, and he was always on the edge of all these requirements. And so people would not offer us resources. So I had to fight and be like, no, he needs this. I thought it was always gonna be a fight. I feel like on the medical side of Avery's issues, I was always fighting someone.
Yeah.
And it was tiring. Mm-hmm. And it felt like Kindering was fighting with me once I had Kindering.
Yeah. When we came here and then we had the meeting to just introduce us to the place and take the tour and, just kind of hear more about what they had to offer, it was a huge sigh of relief, especially for all the worries that we had and then all the worries to come, I guess, that we didn't see coming.
Avery worked on a lot. I think he had every service Kindering has to offer.
Yeah.
Because they just want you to feel like fully supportive. I would just bring up a concern I had and they would just not dismiss me and be like, we can start this therapy if you want.
Yeah, they were on.
They were on top of it. He was just always changing because of the therapy. Like, I swear we would start something in therapy and he would start doing it a week later. The biggest challenge we had was Avery was pretty much feeding. He had dysphagia and would aspirate on thin liquids and just couldn't really keep up with the flow of his bottle. And he also had torticollis, so his neck was kind of bent like this all the time, which messed up with the muscles he also needed to use for feeding. And so that's where we started with Kindering, with physical therapy and feeding.
Feeding is all about a relationship with a parent and a child. And so if there's feeding struggles early on, that can significantly impact the child. So if we can get in there and make those experiences positive and really build that relationship and that experience between the two of them, it has a lifelong impact because it's a relationship that you're developing between a child and that parent.
He's not on thin liquids anymore. We worked on his oral pattern and his swallow coordination and using open cup and different textures and some sensory things as well because he gets a little weirded out about certain textures. And we also did infant mental health, which was my favorite therapy.
Yeah.
Which I think it was more for us, honestly, and made us better parents.
Yes.
Avery is a joy in the classroom. He's so fun. We were working primarily on oral motor skills and feeding. When he first came into class, he was very nervous about drinking, and he'd gone through some swallow studies, so we were working on getting to a thinner liquid and being able to swallow that safely. So when he first started, he was a little hesitant, didn't want to bring it to his mouth on his own, and now he's really proud when he takes a sip and he's like, I did it. And so you can tell that he's really proud of himself, that he can drink from the cup on his own now.
I never felt so supportive mentally as a new mom with a kid with disabilities. I had such a hard time sometimes, and they were just so uplifting and said nice things to me all the time, and they felt like friends. They didn't feel like therapists. Like I looked forward to seeing them.
It opened my world on how to be a dad. I think Kindering gave me a peace of mind in general, knowing my kid's good here, and we've learned so much. I feel like the single best thing that AB got from Kindering is how to feel confident in the world, right? Just to be himself, to do the things that he does the way he does them.
He's thriving. I can see how much he's grown, and I can see where he's ahead in some areas, and we only have done it because of Kindering.